Welcome back to Study Sprint. In today's video, we're going to be taking a look at adding and subtracting mixed numbers. So to recall, there are three types of fractions. The first one are proper fractions, where the numerator is smaller than the denominator. For example, the fraction 1 over 4. The numerator 1 is smaller than the denominator 4. Next, we have improper fractions. Improper fractions are where the numerator is greater than the denominator. For example, 8 over 3. The numerator 8 is bigger than the denominator 3. Lastly, we have mixed numbers. Mixed number is a combination of a whole number and a proper fraction. For example, 2 whole 1 over 3. 2 is a whole number and 1 over 3 is a proper fraction. Now let's take a look at the methods for adding and subtracting mixed numbers. There are two different methods used to add and subtract mixed numbers. The first one is change the mixed numbers into improper fractions, then add or subtract by getting them over a common denominator. The second one is add or subtract the number parts and fraction parts separately, then add the results. Now let's look at a few questions related to this topic. Question 1 is find 2 whole 3 over 8 plus 3 over 4. Give your answer as mixed numbers in simplest form. So we are first going to use the first method, which is converting into improper fraction. So now we're going to start by converting 2 whole 3 over 8 into an improper fraction. So to convert 2 wholes 3 over 8 into an improper fraction, we're going to multiply the denominator and the whole number together. So 8 times 2 is equal to 16. And then we add the product to the numerator. So 16 plus 3 is equal to 19. And then 8 remains the denominator. So our improper fraction is 19 over 8. We would write it as 19 over 8 plus 3 over 4. Now the denominators of both the fractions have to be same. And to do that, we are going to write the multiples of both the denominators. So the multiples of 8 are 8, 16, 24, and so on. The multiples of 4 are 4, 8, 12, and so on. Now you can see that our common multiple is 8. So that means that we have to convert 4 into 8 because 8 is already 8. The common multiple shows us what our denominator is going to be. So to convert 4 into 8, we multiply it by 2. So 4 times 2 is 8. And what we do to the denominator, we have to do it to the numerator. That would be 3 times 2. So our fraction would be 19 over 8 plus 6 over 8. Now 3 over 4 and 6 over 8 are equivalent fractions because we multiply the numerator and the denominator of 3 over 4 by the same number to give us 6 over 8. To understand equivalent fractions better, I would first recommend you to watch my video related to equivalent fractions. Now we can add both the fractions together. 19 plus 6 is equal to 25. And 8 remains the denominator. Now 25 over 8 is an improper fraction. To convert it into a mixed number, we have to divide 25 by 8. So 25 will go inside and 8 will come outside. 8 times 3, 24. 25 minus 24 gives us 1. So our mixed number would be 3 wholes 1 over 8. Now let's solve the same question but using the second method, which is adding number parts and fraction parts separately. So our fractions are 2 whole 3 over 8 plus 3 over 4. So in 2 whole 3 over 8, 2 is a whole number, but we don't have a whole number for 3 over 4. So that would be 2 plus 0, because when we don't have any whole number, that would just leave us with 2. So that would be 2. Now we add the fraction part separately. So our fractions are 3 over 8 and 3 over 4. Now we're going to do the same process. So we're going to write the multiples of 8 and 4. The multiples of 8 are 8, 16, 24, and so on. The multiples of 4 are 4, 8, 12, and so on. Our LCM will be 8 because this is the lowest common multiple. So we will multiply 4 by 2 to give us 8 and 3 by 2. So that would be 3 over 8 plus 6 over 8. And we would add 3 and 6 together. That would give us 9 over 8. Now 9 over 8 is an improper fraction, so we would divide 9 by 8. That would be 8 ones are 8, and 9 minus 8 is 1. So 9 over 8 would be equal to 1 whole 1 over 8. Now remember that we added the whole numbers together over here in this step, and we got 2. Now we would add 2 to 1 whole 1 over 8. Now writing 1 whole 1 over 8 is the same as writing 1 plus 1 over 8. So in this case that would be 2 plus 1 plus 1 over 8. That would equal to 3 whole 1 over 8. So our answer would be 3 whole 1 over 8. So you can see that we got the same answer, 3 whole 1 over 8, either way. Now our second question is, find 4 whole 5 over 12 minus 2 whole 5 over 6. Give your answer as mixed numbers in simplest form. Again, we're going to do it by both methods. First, we're going to do it with the first method, which is converting to improper fraction. So for my first method, I'm going to convert both of my mixed numbers into improper fractions. So to convert 4 whole 5 over 12 into an improper fraction, I'm going to multiply 12 by 4 and add the product to 5, which will give me 53 over 12. 53 over 12. And I'm going to subtract it from 2 whole 5 over 6. So to convert 2 whole 5 over 6 into improper fraction, I'm going to multiply 6 by 2 and add it to 5, which will give me 17. And the denominator will stay the same. Now I have to make my denominators common. So to do that, I'm going to write the multiples of each denominator. So the multiples of 6 are 6, 12, 18, and so on. The multiples of 12 are 12, 24, 36, and so on. And we can see that 12 is my lowest common multiple because it is the lowest number which is common in both 6 and 12. So I will multiply 6 by 2 to give me 12, and so I'm going to do the same to the numerator. So I'm going to multiply 17 by 2. So that would be 53 over 12 minus 17 times 2 is 34 over 6 times 2 is 12. Now I'm going to subtract 53 minus 34. 53 minus 34 is 19, and my denominator will stay the same. Now 19 over 12 is an improper fraction, so to convert it into a mixed number, I'm going to divide 19 by 12. 12 times 1 is 12, and 19 minus 12 is 7. So my mixed number would be 1 whole 7 over 12. Now let's solve the same question. Find 4 whole 5 over 12 minus 2 whole 5 over 6. Give your answer as mixed number in simplest form. But this time you're going to use the second method, which is adding number parts and fraction parts separately. Now to solve this question by the second method, we're going to take the whole number parts, which is 4 and 2, and we're going to subtract them because it has a minus sign in between. So we would do 4 minus 2, which is equal to 2. Then we're going to take the fraction parts, meaning 5 over 12 and 5 over 6, and we're going to subtract them. So that would be 5 over 12 minus 5 over 6. Now we cannot solve this until we have a common denominator. So to do that, we are going to find the LCM by writing the multiples of both the denominators. The multiples of 6 are 6, 12, 18, and so on. The multiples of 12 are 12, 24, and so on. Now you can see that we have our LCM because 12 is the lowest number, which is common in both 6 and 12. So to do that, we're going to multiply 6 by 2 and 5 by 2. So that would give us the fractions 5 over 12 minus 5 times 2 is 10 over 6 times 2 is 12. Now we have the same denominator, so we can subtract. So 5 minus 10 would give us minus 5, and the denominator 12 stays the same. Now we have a negative proper fraction. So what we are going to do is we're going to take this 2 over here, which we got from subtracting the whole number parts, and we're going to add it to our proper fraction. So we would do 2 plus, now because the proper fraction has a minus sign, so we're going to put a bracket minus 5 over 12. That would equal 2 minus 5 over 12, because when a plus and minus are together, we get a minus. And now we cannot solve this until we get a 12 for the denominator here. So when we don't have a denominator, that means we have 1 in the denominator. And now to turn 1 into 12, the only way is to multiply it by 12. So we multiply 1 by 12 and 2 by 12. So that is going to give us 12 times 2, which is 24, over 1 times 12, which is 12, minus 5 over 12. Now we are going to subtract 24 and 5. So 24 minus 5 is equal to 19. So that would be 19 over 12. Remember that the denominator does not change, it stays the same. Now 19 over 12 is an improper fraction, so you have to convert it into a mixed number. So we would divide to do that. 19 would go inside and 12 will go outside. 12 times 1 is 12. That would leave us with 7. Mixed number would be 1 whole 7 over 12. Now you can see that either way we did it, we got the same answer, 1 whole 7 over 12. An important tip is that the second method is useful when the number part is large. For example, when you have a question like this, 23 whole 7 over 12 plus 18 whole 2 over 3. This question, if you were to use the first method, it would make the number very large because we'd multiply the whole number and the denominator, so 23 by 12, and then add the product to 7. Instead, if you use the second method, we can just add the whole number parts, so 23 plus 18, that would equal 41, and then the fraction parts separately, so 7 over 12 plus 2 over 3. Now we would write the multiples of 12 and 3. So the multiples of 3 are 3, 6, 9, 12. The multiples of 12 are 12. And we have a common multiple. So 12 and 12. So to change 3 into 12, we multiply it by 4, and we'll do the same to the numerator. So that would change the fractions into 7 over 12. Plus 4 times 2 is 8, and 4 times 3 is 12. Now we would add 7 and 8. So 7 plus 8 is 15 over 12. Now 15 over 12 are divisible by our common number, which is 3. So we divide both by 3. So divide it by 3 and divide 12 by 3. Now 15 divided by 3 is equal to 5, and 12 divided by 3 is equal to 4. Now we have to change this improper fraction into a mixed number. So we divide 5 by 4. 4 times 1 is 4, and that leaves us at 1. So 5 over 4 would be equal to 1 whole 1 over 4. Now this sum over here, which is 41, we would add it to 1 whole 1 over 4. So that would be 41 plus 1 whole 1 over 4. Now writing 41 plus 1 whole 1 over 4 is the same as writing it as 41 plus 1 over 4. So we would add 41 plus 1, which is equals to 42, and the fraction part would stay the same. So 42 whole 1 over 4 would be our answer. The second point is that it can be a bit trickier when the fractions go past a whole number to use the second method. So for example, 2 whole 2 over 5 minus 1 whole 4 over 5. So we would subtract the whole number parts, that would equal 1. And then we would carry on to subtracting the fraction parts. So that would be 2 over 5 minus 4 over 5. Now because they have the same denominators, we can subtract. So 2 minus 4 will equal minus 2 over 5 because the bigger number, which is 4, has a minus sign. Now we would add 1 to this negative fraction. So that would be 1 plus, now because it has a minus, we have to be careful that we put a bracket and then we put minus 2 over 5. And now again, we have to multiply the plus sign and the minus sign. The plus and minus multiply, we get minus. So that would be 1 minus 2 over 5. Now, because 1 does not have a denominator, we have to put 5 in the denominator, meaning multiplying the invisible 1 over here with a 5 to get 5 in the denominator. And we're going to do the same to the numerator. So that would equal 5 over 5 minus 2 over 5. So 5 minus 2 will equal 3, and 5 will stay the same. So our answer would be 3 over 5. The only thing to be careful about while doing this is that you don't forget to put the bracket sign and multiply the signs together. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and share it with others. For more updates, please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to click the notification bell.